Hey Brett, how you going?
Good.
All right.
Yep.
So here's what we're going to do today is Brett is steering our boat and we're in a race and we're in Sydney Harbour. So what we're going to do is this video is all about the strategy and how we're going to win a race. And Brett is he's an expert, so he's going to talk about all the strategies that he uses. We're starting in 110 seconds and we're going to go to the race point 1 and then 2 here, 3 down over there, and then to finish. So Brett, this is a cardinal mark, so we need to be careful. North is towards the city, that's a west cardinal mark, so we've got safe water to the west, which is over there. So Brett, tell us what you're doing. You're getting set up for the start. We got 85 seconds left.
Getting set up for the start. I'm having a look at where the wind direction's coming from. I can tell that both from looking at the start boat and looking at my compass in the middle here.
Okay.
And that tells me which end will be favoured. Currently it's wind's coming from the port side, so it's favoured to start from the pin end, which is what I'm setting up to do. We've still got 60 seconds, so don't want to be to the line too early.
Yep.
So I'll turn up into the wind just to slow myself down.
Yep.
I'm also looking at the speed on the bottom of the mast there.
Okay.
It tells me what speed I'm doing.
All right. Yep. So you're flapping the sails right now, going really slow, and we're just kind of
sails. Looking at the compass at the moment, it looks like it's almost a 50-50 start. What I'm also looking at the line at is there's clouds coming towards us. Normally mean there's a puff there as well.
Ah.
So you want to, if you can,
capture that puff.
Stay towards where the puff's going to be.
Right, and so see these...
I'll decide once we get out there.
So see these black or grey marks on the water, those are puffs, meaning increased velocity of wind. So you try to sail through those if you can to pick up some
So
speed.
now I'll start picking up a bit of speed as we're only 5 seconds from the start now.
All right, and oh man, look, you've done it unbelievably good. Right, there was the horn. There was
Excellent start.
Excellent start, exactly.
I'm trying
Next
to
racing
keep
marker,
my speed at
1.
about 5, but I've dropped it a little, just clipped the end of that puff.
Yep. Yeah, and I guess the point is not to go off course too much. How much do you steer off course to get a puff?
It really depends on how far away the mark is and all that sort of stuff. Now I'm looking at my compass to see when I'm going to hit the ley line.
Right.
I should be on the ley line now.
And what
as
makes
long
you
as
say
that
that?
yellow
What makes you
mark
say
on the
ley line?
compass.
Why did you turn right then and there? Why were you on the
because
ley
I can
line?
tell from my compass with the yellow marker on the compass is outside of the red dead zone, then I've made it to the ley line. That's essentially,
That's after
unless
the
the
turn,
wind
but
changes.
before the turn, what do you do? Is about 90 degrees off of the boat. Is
It's
that
about
right?
90 degrees, but it's also just checking that compass.
Right. Okay.
Next
All right.
racing marker,
Now coming
2.
downwind.
So you're
Most
trimming the
important thing is
sails.
to trim the sails. So I'm trimming the sails by looking at the 2 telltales,
Yep.
keeping
All right.
them as still as possible.
Okay. So, yep, both telltales are flying backwards, nice and smooth. Here comes racing mark number 2. What are you going to do at this mark?
So I can see there's a puff at this mark, so I'm going to try and take it nice and tight so I can stay in that puff.
Oh, look at that.
I'll loosen the sails
Next
a little
racing
bit. I'll grab
marker,
that puff,
3.
All right, and there goes for a jibe. And
Trim as quick as possible to get your speed up.
Yep. So trimming in, trim in the main. I guess I see that
Trimming
one.
the main now.
Yep.
They're both quite tight.
And looks
And I'm
like
looking
head sails
towards the
flapping.
boat to see which way the wind is going to be on this next. It's going to probably be more beneficial for me to tack quite quickly around the mark.
All right. And then what are you doing at the mark? You're bringing in the sail and turning at the same
I'm
time.
bringing in the sails as I go around the mark to keep it nice and tight.
And now sail to the finish line.
I'm actually going to stay on port tack until I make the ley line again, looking at the compass.
Okay, but
I
we do
can
have
tell-
this light area right here, this blue area.
Yeah,
right in
I'll
front of
tack
us.
before that, and I should be able to still make the finish line, depending on if there's any shifts.
Right, yeah, we do not want to sail through that because that's light wind. So we might have to do another tack perhaps. but yeah, you'll pick up this gust coming in, right?
I should pick up this gust, so I'm still doing it about 5.1.
Yep. Okay, so that's what you're
Keeping
trying to
an
do.
eye on the boat to
5.1.
make sure there's no shifts.
Right. So that's what you're constantly looking at, this compass here, and that's telling you the wind direction, but you want to make sure that you're not getting inside that, so that you pick up a bad shift.
When you're below the boat, you can also look at the start boat, because if that starts swinging, you know that the wind is swinging.
Good
That's what
race.
it's going to be.
All right, nice job. So what did we get? We got 193 seconds. Is that a good time for you, or is that a bit slack?
That's okay. It's okay. Yeah.
All right. Yep.
Really depends on the wind speeds and stuff, but we seem to hit a couple of gusts and everything went quite smoothly.
Yep. Yep. So, and I think one thing that you have to watch out for is just as you race, keep an eye on this compass here. So the yellow mark, that yellow mark here, that's telling where the next marker is.
Yes. Yeah. So if that's in the red zone, it's best not to tack, because you're not going to be able to lay the line.
Right. Okay. So that's a good tip. All right. Okay. Hey, I got a really good idea. Why don't we go race against each other, and let's see what happens.